Right, okay guys, welcome to another Why I Love, and this week I'm taking a look at Arkanoid on the Atari ST. Why do I love this game? Well, it was the very first 16-bit game that I got to see and play in person, and it just blew my socks off. You know, you need to bear in mind that the previous systems that I had were the Commodore 64. I had, obviously my mates had a Spectrum and that kind of stuff, so going from a C64, which yeah, it did have some nice graphics, but a lot of the games were very pixelated looking. You know, 8-bit games generally, you know, they did not look anything like the arcade conversions that we used to, you know, you'd see pictures of in the computer and video games and such like. But my mate got an Atari ST, and he surprised me. He didn't tell me he was getting it, and he invited me up to his house, and I went into his bedroom, and there was this Atari ST running this game, and it literally, my jaw hit the floor when I looked at how incredible this game was. You know, here was a game which was identical to the arcade. It just absolutely, it blew my socks off, and it also plays really nice as well. So let's give it a go. Now, I did play this game on the Commodore 64, but trying to play it using a joystick is virtually impossible. Now, unfortunately, although I do have an Atari ST, I don't have any games for it. We'll get that. Ah, bugger, that's an extra life, I think it is. I don't have any games for it, so I am playing this under emulation. Now, I know sometimes Atari ST emulation, yeah, the mouse is actually probably more sensitive than it would have been in a proper system. Ah, come on! It's not quite as smooth and probably a wee bit more twitchy. Come on. Now we're talking. Now the secret of this, and I don't want to make an arse of myself, and I just blame me to think I used to be able to play this game. But yeah, seeing this game, yeah, looking at this game now, you know, it doesn't look anything special. Though saying that, it's still a very authentic copy of Arkanoid. I would say it's almost as nice, possibly slightly less colours. Now, my favourite version of this actually is the Commodore Amiga, but this version is the one that really did it for me. It was the first one I ever saw. It was the first 16-bit game I ever saw, and it just made me realise just how technology had moved on and what we were, you know, what was possible. That's probably the right phrase to use. Yeah, this certainly plays better on proper hardware. I am in the process of trying to get an adapter thing for the ST. There was a sequel to this game, Revenge of Do, I think it was called, who was the bad guy. It had a lot more features, you know, power-ups and that kind of stuff, but bugger, let's go for that again. But this was the one I liked. I always preferred the original, because I says that was the one that I remember. But just, you know, that little bit there, just wow, you know, seriously, it was, my jaw hit the floor when I saw this game, and at that point I was already wanting to get an Atari ST. Me and my mate wanted to get one. I didn't know that he had gone ahead and bought one, and then when I saw this, that was it. You know, I was back up. I think I went up to the computer shop at the weekend, and I took out credit to there was no such thing as credit cards back then, or maybe there was, but I was only what, 18, 19 years old. I didn't have a credit card. Oh, extra life. Now what I was going to say is the secret to this is make sure you don't miss the ball. By all means, keep firing, but concentrate on getting that ball back. it's getting tricky. Come on. Yeah, I'm making excuses here, but it certainly doesn't play as well under emulation as it does on the real thing. There's probably ways to tweak it, but I'm too lazy. But yeah, this was a real watershed gaming moment for me. You know, going from 8-bit to 16-bit with arcade perfect visuals, sound, plus the controls. I mean, this was, you know, analog control like a mouse was just something I'd never seen before. I know that there was a mouse out for the Commodore 64, but I didn't have one. So it was quite a revolutionary game in quite a number of ways. That's what we're talking about. You keep going, so let's try and get rid of these. Hey! This level is about a sod because these gold. Actually, the background to this particular level can kind of mess about with your eyes. Whoops. I think in the arcade the background is slightly more subdued looking, whereas the colours in this are really, really bright, and it's quite hypnotic. Now, if you notice, the sound is slightly more tinny than usual. It's because for my Christmas I got one of these expensive microphones called a Yeti, which means I don't have to wear a silly headset on my head. The only thing is, it does sound slightly tinny, but it's a lot more natural talking without something stuck to your head. Bugger. Game over. But anyway, hopefully it's clear enough you can actually hear this. So anyway, yeah, that is Arkanoid. I love that game to bits. I still enjoy it. Like I said, I do prefer the Commodore Amiga one, which I did get later on. But this was the game that really opened my eyes as to just what computers were capable of, going from 8-bit blocky graphics to something that was like, wow, this looks just like the arcade. And you know, it's just led on, and here I am, what, 30 years on, still loving video games. So anyway guys, that is it for another episode of Why I Love. Hope you enjoyed watching it, and as usual, thank you very, very much for watching.